What's up, and welcome back. For those of you who have been playing through this playlist, and those of you who have not, the playlist is linked in the description below. Check out the other videos. This is the Nintendo video of the press conference recap. This press conference for me stole the show of the big three, at least. Outside of that, Ubisoft stole the show for theirs, but the overall winner will be touched on in a later video just because of how they trolled everybody. Now, I'm going to break this down game by game, just like the previous videos, starting with Rocket League. This game is super fun. If you haven't played it, try it out. It's pretty much like $20 wherever you look. This is car-powered soccer, and it's coming holiday 2017. This game has been released on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch video version will come with all the content bundled together and exclusive content such as probably Mario hats, Luigi hats, and a few new cars. More than likely those will be akin to Mario Karts. Psyonix, the developer of this game, said the cross-platform play will be playable with PC and Xbox One, and obviously due to Sony being dicks, that will not be the case with them. I'm still trying to understand how this cross-platform play will work, the way that the chat is set up for the Switch compared to the others, and also how if they're going to have to link accounts if you have content, if you're going to have to create like a Xbox Live account even on your Switch or a Steam account on your Switch just to play with those players there. It hasn't really been touched on, so I'll be curious how that works out in the future. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I am a huge fan of the Saga, Xenoblade franchise. I love RPGs in general. The original one was damn near impossible to get here until it was re-released on 3DS. I was one of the idiots that paid $200 to port it over from Europe and get an extra Wii just to play it. So yeah, that wasn't fun. If you ever had to deal with customs for shipping, you know the hell I went through for that. So the fact that it was eventually released on 3DS made me happy. Shulk Amiibo was great. We have new Amiibos for this. I love the Amiibos. I think of them as Nintendo's version of DLC because of how they function. This game will be coming out holiday of 2017. We got new protagonists, what looks like living blades almost. So I'm quite curious how that, outside of what was shown in the trailer, if that has like a deeper existence, like if there's more than the few blades that we were shown. It's going to be really cool to see how this functions. Fire Emblem's Warriors. I predicted we would see more of this. We have a release date, just like I also predicted in my E3 predictions video, which will also be linked in the description. New characters. We also have Chrom from Fire Emblem Awakening, Corrin, Ryoma, and Xander from the Fate series, and Marth from Shadow Dragon. This is basically Dynasty Warriors meets Fire Emblem. This is really... If you love the Dynasty Warriors games, you'll love this. If you love Fire Emblem's games, you might not like it as much. But the next title is what stole the show for me and every Nintendo fan. And that is Metroid Prime 4. This game is 10 years in the fucking making. And we don't know jack shit about this other than it's coming. Just the screen itself. And every Metroid fan was screaming around the world. We also have another Metroid game, which will be talked about later. If you grew up in the same era I did, Metroid Prime was your shit. Every GameCube player that loved the original Metroids bought this. They loved it. So when this was announced, I was fanboying, and that's kind of sad, but I was. we have a proper RPG game for the Pokemon franchise coming to the Switch. Pokemon Stars doesn't seem so far-fetched anymore, does it? Really doesn't, does it? This game won't release for more than a year, obviously, because they're developing it still. I'm curious if it's going to be Stars and they're just trolling us, or if this is something completely different. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We know the Master Trials DLC pack for the Zelda Breath of the Wild game is coming out on June 30th. We know the Champion's Ballad and Champion Amiibos are coming this holiday season. We saw a little bit more in depth of the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. More context for this game is in the Ubisoft video that is linked in the playlist. It's kind of XCOM, Fire Emblem-esque with Ubisoft's annoying Rabbids and the characters from the Mario franchises. Mario Odyssey. Now, this has got a little bit of controversy from social justice warriors due to cultural appropriation. Okay. I don't usually get political, but I'm going to. Mario has been in a fucking poncho and sombrero before. It's not cultural appropriation. It's paying homage to previous games in the fucking franchise. Get your $16 lattes, your little hipster clothes, and get the fuck out of the fan base if you can't handle paying homage to previous titles. You do not belong in the fan base if you're going to bitch about everything. And that is my political rant. Moving on. The hat apparently possesses any living thing, so you can throw it on a human and you'll be able to walk around as this big human in downtown, what I assume is New York. It also possesses stuff like Bullet Bills, Koopas, Goombas, all sorts of other characters. It's been the most meme-worthy thing out of the Nintendo conference. It got a little out of hand, but this looks like a complete reimagining of the Mario franchise, and it looks fucking phenomenal. And you bet your ass I'm buying this October 27th when it releases. And if the streaming feature is available, I will be streaming my playthroughs as well. Okay. I said before, when I was talking about Metroid Prime 4, that there was another Metroid game announced. This game being Metroid Samus Returns, a reimagining of Metroid 2, which came out for the Game Boy back in 1991. Now, this game has its own amiibos. It has its own collector's edition with a soundtrack with tracks from all across the franchise. We don't know a release date right now that I am aware of. If you know it, drop it in the comments. They spent almost 45 minutes on playing through this game, and I don't want to break down 45 minutes of playthrough. Go look it up on Nintendo's channel. This just looks so fucking beautiful. And it's a 3DS game. I've never seen a 3DS game look this beautiful. They poured their heart and soul into this. I almost feel that the Federation Force game that they recently released was like a big slap in the face to them. Like, no, we want a real fucking Metroid game. Give us a real fucking Metroid game. And they answered with not one, but two. So, this really made me happy. And that does it for the Nintendo conference. Next up will be the PC gaming and Devolver Digital. And also there will be one final video of my thoughts and what I'm looking forward to playing, and I will see you in those videos.